So a little history about me. I started cooking right out of college, basically. I went to culinary school, graduated culinary school, started cooking right away in New York City. Cooked in New York for almost 10 plus years. Cooked all kinds of different things. Worked at a steakhouse for a while, a lot of new American, a lot of French. My last 2 years was spent cooking this Japanese French izakaya, which I learned a lot from. But eventually I felt burned out in New York, just the hustle and bustle, the hours, and decided to move, and just happened to ended up in Charleston, and it was just gorgeous down here. My wife and I started a food truck just because we thought that would be really fun to kind of drive around, all of the city, kind of figure out eventually where we want to open our restaurant. And we did that for a very long time, kind of outgrew it. Opened Jack Rabbit Philly here in North Charleston, and bought the house right here in North Charleston as well. So we developed this neighborhood. We literally opened right before the pandemic. I think it was 3 months before this pandemic is when we opened Jack Rabbit Philly. And then that all went downhill very quick for everybody, obviously. But we got through it. We ran the restaurant successfully, and it was super fun. My first restaurant ever, and felt so proud of it. But we had all these really talented cooks, right? Very talented cooks, chefs, front of the house people. And we thought, well, if we want to keep them on board for a very long time, the best thing we can do for them, in order for them to grow, is open a second restaurant. So we started thinking about, okay, what restaurants do we want to do next? Because we always have like a million and one ideas, right? We had ideas about doing a raw bar. We had ideas about doing like a Chinese-style diner. And then we thought, why don't we do barbecue, right? Because barbecue, even though there are so many barbecue restaurants down in South Carolina already, in Charleston itself, and some really amazing ones like Home Team, Swig and Swine, Martin's, Bassinger's, Duke's, but there was just always, that need or that craving for Chinese food, for like a lot of expats here, or people that have been in the service who moved around a lot in the world. So I was like, my wife and I also miss just Chinatown style barbecue. When I was growing up in New York, back in the days, my parents used to take my sister and I to Flushing, New York, which is like the Chinatown of Queens. We would always go to the barbecue restaurant, get like a pound of roast duck, a pound of soy sauce chicken, some cha shao, which is like the roast pork. And that was every weekend. This was so good. But I haven't had that in so long. It's so hard to get that down in Charleston. And so we decided, let's just open a Chinese barbecue restaurant. But it's like, well, we're down south. Let's not open something that's just so typically Chinese barbecue, right? Because this is not our style. Like Jack Rabbit Philly is nowhere near Chinese food at all. It's the complete opposite of that. So for a long time, we were thinking about, okay, what do we do, right? Do we just do classic Southern style barbecue, but then add Asian flavors to it? Like, do we just smoke a whole hog, but then add like a bunch of soy sauce or whatever?